Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it. So here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk. Let's get right into it.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer seems to be absolutely loving their new electric bike, finding it to be a perfect solution for their local terrain. Living in a valley surrounded by steep hills, our reviewer noted that traditional cycling was exhausting right from the start. This e-bike, however, has completely changed the experience. The pedal assist feature makes tackling those challenging inclines a pleasure rather than a chore, allowing for a good workout without the initial burnout. On the very first day, this client managed to ride for over 12 miles, a distance they covered almost without noticing, highlighting just how enjoyable the ride was. Despite the excellent performance of the electric bike itself, the overall experience was soured by one significant issue: the instruction manual. Our reviewer described the instructions as poorly written and inconsistent with the actual assembly process, as the bike arrived mostly put together. This led to unnecessary confusion and frustration. For instance, there was no mention of how to operate the front headlamp, a simple function that took a frustrating amount of time to figure out. It turns out, activating the light requires a long press of the plus button on the control panel. Furthermore, this client had to learn a few operational quirks on their own. The pedal assist engages immediately upon pedaling, which can be a bit of a jolt at first until you get used to it. The power mode controls were also not clearly explained. While the manual vaguely touched on it, our reviewer discovered that the plus button cycles through low, medium, and high assist, and pressing the minus button from the low setting disengages the pedal assist entirely, turning the bike into a fully electric ride. In the end, the bike itself is considered great, but the terrible documentation is a notable drawback.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer describes a bit of a journey with this electric bike. Initially, the experience was quite frustrating. After only a couple of weeks of use, a critical electronic component failed, causing the motor to stop working entirely. Early attempts to get help directly from the manufacturer were unsuccessful, and the prospect of returning the large item was prohibitively expensive, leaving the user feeling stuck with a non-functional product. However, our reviewer discovered that contacting the seller through the online marketplace's messaging system was the key to getting a resolution. The support team there proved to be very responsive and helpful. Throughout the ownership period, this client did encounter a recurring electrical problem that required replacement parts on more than one occasion. While the repairs themselves were surprisingly simple, often just a matter of swapping out a component on the handlebars, the primary issue was the incredibly long wait for parts to arrive from overseas, sometimes taking over a month. This was a major headache, as the bike, which is described as being sturdy and well-built, was out of commission for extended periods. The situation has since improved dramatically. The support team recently reached out proactively to inform our reviewer that they have now established a domestic parts warehouse. This change promises to resolve the shipping delays that were the main source of frustration, reducing wait times significantly. With these logistical issues addressed and a history of helpful, albeit previously slow, customer service, the reviewer now feels confident in the product, which is currently working very well.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer has been enjoying their first experience with an electric bike for several weeks now, and it's been quite the introduction. Right from the start, setting up this electric bike was a breeze. It arrived well packaged and mostly assembled, meaning getting it ready to ride took minimal effort. Our reviewer was immediately struck by the impressive build quality. All the components feel robust and durable, suggesting it's designed to last. Out on the road, riding this electric bike is a real pleasure. It offers a consistently smooth journey, and what truly stands out is how easily it tackles inclines. The motor provides plenty of power, making uphill sections feel effortless. The convenient throttle feature is particularly handy for quickly navigating busy intersections or powering up those steeper climbs without breaking a sweat. A major highlight for this client is the exceptional battery life. When using the pedal assist mode, they consistently achieve well over 50 miles on a single charge, which is more than enough to cover their daily commuting needs with plenty to spare. However, there is one significant point of contention: the cost of acquiring an additional battery. Our reviewer finds that a spare power pack represents a very substantial investment, amounting to a considerable fraction of what the electric bike itself initially costs. This pricing strategy feels quite steep and could potentially give pause to others considering this model, especially if they anticipate needing an extra battery for longer adventures or as a backup. Despite this concern regarding accessory pricing, our reviewer wholeheartedly recommends this electric bike. Its solid construction, comfortable ride, and outstanding battery performance make it a truly strong contender in its category. They feel that if the cost of supplementary items were more competitive, or if one's budget comfortably allowed for such an accessory, this bike would undoubtedly earn a perfect score.
That's all for today. If you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.